Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am making this dish because a couple of my friends requested this dish from me, and I've been putting it out just because it is time consuming. It takes a lot of prep work, and this dish is going to be simplified a little bit because the original dish, the dish that I'm talking about is bibimbap. So the original dish, it has like fernbreak or bellflower root, so it's gonna be hard for everyone to look for that ingredient. So I'm just gonna simplify it. We're just gonna have vegetables that we can easily find in the store. So before we start into cooking, I went ahead and cooked rice, some white rice. While my rice cooks, I'm going to clean the bean sprouts by taking out the brown ends. It just looks cleaner and prevent them from tangling. I'm only cooking this for 2 people. Take some shiitake mushrooms, about 1/4 cup, and thinly slice them. I bought mine cut, so I'm just gonna cut them into bite-sized pieces. Okay, once you're done, place them in a bowl and we're going to season it. Add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, and 2 cloves of garlic minced, and we're just gonna mix it and set it aside. Now onto the cucumbers. You can use any kind. I'm using the English one here, but use the Korean kind if you can find it. It's more crunchy. I'm only going to do about 1/2 cup of it. I thinly slice them in an angle, or you can even do matchsticks if you want. Once you're done, place in a bowl, season with a dash of sea salt and a dash of vegetable oil. Massage and set aside for later. The carrot part is easy. Peel 1 medium-sized carrot. I'm only using 1/2 of it. Slice them in an angle and cut them again in sticks. Set aside with no seasoning. Okay, next is the zucchini. I'm using the Korean zucchini here, but you can use the regular kind too. Cut in half lengthwise and thinly cut them in crescents. Place in a bowl, season it with a dash of sea salt and vegetable oil, massage and set aside for later. Now this addition is optional. I wanted more crunch, so I'm adding sweet onions. Thinly slice about 1/4 cup of it, and we'll just saute it later. Final veggie will be the spinach. I like to use the one with long stems because they hold up well, but if you can't find it, use baby spinach. Wash your spinach very well. We'll blanch this later. Now that we have all our veggies, let's move to our protein. I'm using the boneless short ribs cut, or you can use sirloin as well. I'm using 1/2 of the pack, so it's about 1/2 pound. Cut them into strips, and we're going to season with 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 2 cloves of minced garlic, and 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. Mix this well and set aside. So the vegetables that we prepared earlier, we are going to start from light to dark because we are just going to use 1 pan. So let's go ahead and start with the first one, which is going to be onions. Heat your pan on medium heat. Add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Once that's hot, add your onions and season with salt. Okay, so once your onions is a little bit translucent, we are going to move this into, I'm gonna move it into this tray just because it's easier for me to assemble the bowl later. Okay, and next we are going to cook the cucumbers that we did earlier. So for the cucumbers, we're just gonna basically make it soft and then we're gonna take it out. It's gonna be about maybe 2 minutes. Okay, so now we're gonna add a little bit of more oil, and then we are going to start cooking our squash or zucchini. So So once your zucchini is brown like this, it's ready. So we're just gonna put that aside. I don't think we need to add more oil. So now we are going to cook our carrots. So we are going to brown this, and then we are going to season it with a little bit of garlic salt. Just for a little bit of flavor. Okay, next we are going to cook the dark items. So now I'm going to add a little bit of more oil here again. First, we're going to cook the mushrooms. Okay, so after the mushrooms, we are now going to cook our beef. After the beef, boil some hot water and add your spinach. So I used the long-stemmed spinach just because it doesn't get overcooked like the baby spinach, and I like the little crunch from the stems. Okay, it looks like the spinach is ready, so now we are going to drain this and wash it in cold water, and then we are going to season it. So after you wash your cold spinach in cold water, you are going to squeeze it out. After wringing out your spinach, place in a bowl to season. Add 2 teaspoons of roasted sesame oil, pinch of salt, and massage and save for later. Boil another pot of water for the bean sprouts. So now we have our bean sprouts here. I am just going to season this with a teaspoon of soy sauce, a clove of garlic. This is actually just half of a pack of the bean sprouts that I did. I don't want to, we're not going to use all of them. A teaspoon of sesame oil. Some gochugaru, about like a teaspoon of this, and your sesame seeds. The sesame seeds is optional, and then you're just gonna mix this. A couple more things and we should be ready for our bibimbap. Heat another pan on low and fry some eggs. I like mine sunny side up. You can add more rice, but this is gonna be just for my husband and I, so I'm only doing like maybe 3 scoops. And then I'm going to add sesame oil. So once that's mixed, let's go assemble our sauce. And for our last prep, it's our sauce. So add 3 tablespoons of gochujang. You can add more if you want it a little bit more spicy. 1 teaspoon of roasted sesame oil, 1 teaspoon of rice wine vinegar, 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, 2 teaspoons of honey. You can add less if you want it less sweeter. 1 tablespoon of filtered water and mix. Now let's go assemble our bibimbap. Take a bowl, add your sesame rice as base, then you're going to make a color wheel out of the prepared veggies. Now top it off with the marinated beef and egg. This is optional, but if you want, sprinkle some roasted sesame seeds and furikake for garnish. And for the finale, add your sauce and serve. Now for the taste test. little bit. Have everything in here that we need. Okay, so let's get some meat, some veggies, and rice. Just to make sure that I can handle this bite. I don't want to be too big. I'm really struggling here. Just to make sure that I can handle this bite. I don't be like too big and I can't eat the whole thing. So good. I love bibimbap. It's just that it's so hard to make it just because the prep time, it just takes so long. But it's worth it in the end, obviously. So if you guys make this recipe, please tag me and please hit subscribe, and I'll see you here next video. Thanks for watching.